So if, like me, you have kids, particularly past the age of 10, you know how hard it can be to get them to spend any time with you. So when my son said he wanted to work on a video with me, well, I jumped on the idea. The fact that he's a carnivore, well, that helped because we were planning a video to make the best steak ever. All in all, it was perfect. Father and son setting out to create the perfect video, the perfect steak, and all in time for Father's Day. The perfect Father's Day. How about a thumbs up if that sounds as good to you as it did to me? And don't forget to subscribe if you like gadgets, smart home technology, or I guess even tips on how to get your kids to spend more time with you. Let's do it. To create the perfect steak, we plan to use the DREO Chefmaker Combi Fryer. It's a smart home cooking appliance, and you may have heard of it already, as it was actually a super successful Kickstarter project that promised traditional features of an air fryer / oven, along with built-in smarts that would help anyone become a master chef.
I'm all kinds of bad when I drop on the beat. Taking down my hair, got your eyes on me. You need it, you want it, but can you handle this? This lollipop is poppin', 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 pop. This lollipop is
Basically, it promised us a 100% perfect cook, creating the best steak you could get at home. Now, like I said, my son, he's a carnivore. He loves his steak. So I figured he's going to be the perfect person to help me out with this one. And obviously, this isn't the first time we've cooked a steak. We've tried many methods before, and while we've had some success, and we've also had a lot of major failures. If you enjoy a good steak, I'm sure you've experienced the, well, not so perfect cooked steak in the past as well. It can be pretty disappointing, not to mention you've wasted a perfectly good steak. So we went ahead and we picked ourselves up a 32-ounce tomahawk steak. We had to ask the butcher to cut off the extra bone to be sure it would fit in the Chefmaker. We came home, we went ahead and installed the DREO app onto my phone, and this part was super simple. You just hit up the App Store, search for DREO. It's going to be a simple process. You're going to go ahead and create an account, and then you're going to follow the instructions to easily add your Chefmaker to your app. Basically, you're just going to bring it online. Now, as soon as this onboarding was complete, we were quickly prompted to go ahead and update the firmware on the Chefmaker, which I let go ahead and run. And you know what? It's actually pretty cool knowing that the device is constantly updated and the cook process is always being improved. I mean, let's face it, this is kind of the definition of a smart appliance. Once that was done, we took a quick look at all the recipes in the app. We quickly noted ones that we wanted to try in the future, and then we selected the perfect steak recipe. Now, the recipe called for a ribeye steak, which a tomahawk basically is, and it had super easy to follow both video and written instructions. All of the recipes in the app do. Now, remember, they promise that they're going to make anyone a chef. So you can go ahead and read through the instructions, or you can do like us and start with the videos, which walk you through every single step to prep and get the meal ready.
Select a high-level ribeye steak. Over 1.5-inch thick cut would be better. Season with 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of... Brush the steak both sides with half cup of melted butter. Insert the food probe into the center of steak. Install the grilling rack. Put the steak onto the rack. Don't forget to fill the water tank. Tap send to device to cook the steak.
So we followed along. Other than some issues with the audio on our video, everything was going well. A little bit of pepper. And we're going to add a little bit of salt. Salt and pepper were the main ingredients, along with a coat of some melted butter to help give it that restaurant flavor. The app explains exactly how to insert the cooking probe into the steak, and it reminds you to add water to the cooking reservoir. This is how it helps maintain a moist environment and it doesn't dry out the steak. Go ahead and close the door, select the level of doneness that you're looking for. We chose medium rare, and click send to device from your phone. That's it. At this point, the Chefmaker takes over. Now, it lets you know approximately how long it's got left to cook at all times. Keep in mind, it doesn't know how big this steak is that we're cooking, and it was pretty big. So the perfect steak recipe, it gave a pretty broad estimate, 45 to about an hour and a half to cook. The screen on the device quickly reported about 50 minutes left for hours. Now, these were pretty special minutes, and I'm guessing that's because the device is constantly reassessing, and some of these minutes seem to take a lot longer than others. But the nice thing is that we could monitor the progress on the screen, or even from the app, so you don't need to sit and watch it. You can go off and check on the progress remotely, and it notifies you as well as different stages in the cook. And the app did just that. The magic of the device is how it measures the internal temperature of the steak as it goes along. And then it applies different cooking stages at the perfect time. The first part they call achieving doneness. This took the longest, and it's simply bringing the internal temperature up while it constantly atomizes water into the device. This helps keep it moist. Then, once it's approaching doneness, it starts to pre-sear the steak, and then finally it moves on to browning the steak. This is how they get that perfect cook, as the device doesn't start these stages until that internal temperature is perfect. This way, you don't end up overcooking the steak while trying to get the perfect sear or brownness. It's actually a little bit like a sous vide in that you reach the doneness before you sear the steak. All in all, it took a little over an hour. Like I said, we got a pop-up on the phone during each stage as well as a notification once it was done. In the event that you had stepped out, the device automatically turned itself off at the end, and this way it makes sure it's not overcooked or there's any danger to leaving it on. We had not gone anywhere. My son couldn't wait to try the steak, so we were carefully watching, but not opening the drawer during cooking. There's a little light and a window, so you can keep peeking through the glass to start and see it caramelize as the cooking process completed. It was looking pretty good. So let's take a look at this beautiful steak. We quickly got it onto the cutting board. We made that first cut. Oh, look at that. Let's slice it up and see what it's like. Whoa, look at that. Are you ready to try this one? There's big smiles coming from behind here. We're gonna do a taste test in a second. And it was indeed cooked to a perfect medium rare, and I'm gonna tell you, it tasted great.
Very good.
What do you think? 2 thumbs up?
Very good.
2 thumbs up. The added beauty of this is there's relatively zero cleanup. The cooking drawer and the tray, they went right into the dishwasher, and we were done. Nothing left to do but eat the steak, which, I'm going to be honest, my son polished most of it himself. Now, over the last week, we've cooked a full chicken using chef mode, as well as many other dishes from mac and cheese bites to twice-baked potatoes. And the best part is how easy it was. My son, he actually cooked a number of these himself. And my wife, she was able to use the manual settings on the device to cook anything that you would do in a traditional air fryer. It's now taken up permanent residence on our counter, and the old fryer, well, it was ousted to my garage floor, where it seems it's now my problem. Anyway, it went great. Guys, if you're interested, check it out. I hope you all have a fantastic Father's Day. I hope you liked this video, and well, of course, I hope to see you in the next one.
I'm all kinds of bad when I drop on the beat. Taking down my hair, got your eyes on me. You need it, you want it, but can you handle this? This lollipop is poppin', 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 pop, this lollipop is